Final score, Chelsea 2, AFC Bournemouth 2. That is painful. We'd have taken the point, but Tom, I don't know, I'm just bursting with pride after that performance. Not sure about you.
Yeah, no, obviously the way it happened is disappointing, but I can't be anything but proud of the lads. What Andoni's doing and what the boys are doing is incredible. Probably it's got to be one of the weakest benches the Premier League's ever seen.
And then the value of it was what?
It was 10 million, and Clive that come off the bench who's 9 million. And we get an injury in the first half. Their bench is over 200 million. And to compete like that, be 1-0 down, take the lead, and they've had to score from obviously a free kick, says it all really. It's just, honestly, what he's getting out of this group is insane. And just really proud of the team. It was a shame that we conceded at the end, but you got to be proud. It's a hell of a point. I would have taken it before the game. I would have taken it at half time. So really pleased for him. I mean, we played so well in the second half as well. It was all down our end, mate.
I never knew that Reece James could take a free kick like that, but it looked like Travers had shifted his weight onto his right foot, which meant that by the time the free kick was taken, he couldn't. He was at full stretch, but it was right in the corner.
It was a shame, because I thought Travers kept us in it in the first half, in my opinion. We weren't good in the first half. They were too good. Travers made some big saves, and then unfortunately he's made an error there. I think saw him at the end apologises to Andoni. He knows he should do better there, but he had a good game on the old, but it's really disappointing because it's one moment where you just think, just switch on, don't try and anticipate it too early, just do your job. If he scores an absolute worldie, we don't mind, but he's tried to read it, unfortunately.
But like you say, he did keep us in the game early. Just earlier on than that, with some really, really good saves, especially in that first half. Yeah,
no, he did, So there was some big point-blank saves. There was a few he palmed, but he always palmed them in the right way, didn't he?
Yeah.
And some big moments, because, if they get second in the first half, it's probably done, isn't it?
It certainly didn't look like it was going to transpire like it did at half-time. We were in the concourses thinking, this ain't working. There seemed to be a gargantuan amount of space in the middle of the park. I mean, Tyler Adams, Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie, there was so much space between them. At times, I think Christie and Adams were so far apart, there were 3 Chelsea players in the middle, and so often, most of their attacks were down the spine of that pitch.
Yeah, I think he clearly tried to get Adams to, obviously he was a bit more on that left side, but he was trying to make sure Adams was keeping an eye on Cole Palmer. And obviously at half time he said, obviously Cole Palmer scored the goal, which was a bit of a mix up, a rare error from Zabadi, I felt. But I thought, Adams was dropping deep, and in the second half he went, let's not bother with that. Get forward, and obviously Hill's injury meant Cookie had to go to right back, so we had to jiggle things around a bit. But I thought everyone just lifted it second half. I think Dango, who literally couldn't hold a ball up in the first half, I thought second half he caused them loads of problems.
Inspired.
Semenyo kept going and was just, obviously the finish was great.
By the way, his strike was almost the exact opposite of what he did on Saturday, because it was with the other foot and it was from a tight angle like that as well, into the roof of the net. What a goal.
Yeah, it's a hell of a finish. And I think weirdly, obviously, hope Hill's not too bad because we had to rejig things, but I thought Justin Clive off the bench was sensational. I thought he changed it for us. Yeah. I think we were just talking to them with Steve. I think Christie, as I've said a few times, I'd like to see him in that role. It didn't suit him at all, and when he dropped back he was better, and it also allowed Clive. And I think that was one of the things where people often rotate Clive out when they think everyone's fit, he wouldn't get in the team. You saw today when Clive's on, he's our best number 10 by a mile. I thought he was brilliant when he come on. Jebbo ran around when he come on, put him under a bit of pressure. I thought the centre half screwed together. I thought they struggled first half, but I thought second half Howson and Zabadi were brilliant. And mate, it's a hell of a point. It's honestly a hell of a point.
We'll be fortunate though to have 11 men on the pitch, because the Brooksy decision went to VAR and was it downgraded to a yellow?
I believe so, because I don't think you can give a yellow. So I believe it was more like rather than a red, give a yellow. I haven't seen it personally. People were saying that were watching it that he could have gone because he's raised his hand. I think, to be fair, I wonder if the ref's just got his Cucurella, so don't worry about it because he's an absolute rat.
He rolled over about 5 or 6 times.
And Brooksy, to be fair, deserved to have one on him because he'd done him in the first half off the ball, and that never went to VAR. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's a weird one. I said to you, we've got a penalty today. We've maybe got away with a red. That ref sent off Saliba.
Oh, Robbie Jones.
So you would say, you obviously like that ref then? Absolutely terrible. Honestly, and what I like is that we haven't lost the game, so it doesn't look bitter. The ref was horrific. Every 50-50 he got wrong. There was even one where he was giving everything to them, and there was one that was never a foul for us, and he gave it. He lost all control of the game, I felt. But,
I didn't think much of their crowd today, by the way. Quiet.
Bus stop in Fulham. Absolute terrible. Oh, it's embarrassing, honestly, and that's. I always say it to all my mates that pick a top club. Support them if you want, because it is embarrassing. I love being in that way. I'm a Bournemouth because supporting Chelsea is just tourists everywhere. You're asking them to sing a song, they don't know any.
But you know what? I think the performance that they showed was a lot better than some of their recent showings where they have emerged with less. I mean, I know they've got 2 points in the previous to this. They got 2 points in their last 4.
Yeah.
You know, another point against Bournemouth they won't be happy with. But I thought the performance from what I saw from the previous games was improved from them. So we should give ourselves a pat on the back here.
Oh, absolutely, mate. I mean, I don't think they realise, because obviously none of them would take notice of Bournemouth, and why should they? But obviously don't realise that we got the most injuries in the league, and we've got literally an academy on the bench. But first half, I thought they just looked like a level above. The way they cut through us every time our attack broke down, I thought, they've just got too much quality. But it almost felt like second half we upped it a gear, and they felt like it was going to be comfortable, and they couldn't get the grips of our intensity. And I mean, it's all right for them. They can bring on Pedro Neto, João Felix, Reece James. You know what I mean? And we're bringing on kids, and they managed to nick a point off us, mate.
It feels like when you're in the stands and you're watching games like that, it feels like maybe this is a step too far for us. Maybe this is where we're getting found out, but we find a way. And we're going to have to find a way again against Newcastle on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I said to you.
And players will be knackered after tonight, by the way. Knackered.
He needs some help. And Donny needs some help. And listen, I'm not coming out here. Can have a go at the recruitment. It's typical today that James Hill gets injured, and now everyone's going to go, well, you've let your only fit right back go out on loan. But Aaron's one playing at all. It's one of them things. It's really frustrating. But Andoni needs some help now. They've got to earn their money now, because Andoni is doing an absolutely insane job with what he's got. He's literally got a development squad on the bench, and you've got to give him a hand.
And he won't moan about that, though, will he?
No, he's not Scott Parker. Mate.
He's entitled to, maybe, but obviously, you can't do much about injuries. But hopefully there is going to be some movement, because it does feel as though, you can't play with the like 11 players or 12, or how many did we bring on in the end? 13, was it?
Well, yeah. And
you can't play with the intensity like that in the Premier League week in, week out.
He normally makes more subs, because he's normally got the options too.
And he'll usually make it earlier. Now, I know that we were forced into with Kluivert, but the subs would usually happen on about 60, 65. He has to leave them later.
We have one senior player on the bench. He had to come on in the first half, and then we've got to bring Jefferson on. He couldn't make another sub because they're all kids, and we're 2-1 at Stamford Bridge, but they score late. I mean, everyone knows you only have to look at the stats. We always end games well. Today we've conceded at the last minute. We don't do that very often. And that's because we haven't got the bodies. We haven't got the bodies, and it's not the recruitment's fault that we're getting a lot of injuries. No. But now it's time to kind of go. He needs a hand, because this gaffer is ridiculous. And if you give him a little bit of help, we could do something really special this season, in my opinion. And I said to you at half time, I didn't truly believe it. But the amount of evidence I've seen now at half time, when Chelsea look miles better than us, we got no option on the bench. I go, wouldn't shock me if we get something, because that's what we do. So if he gets a little bit of help, I think we could do something pretty special.
If you're the fan that just patted me on the shoulder, then sorry, I couldn't say hello, but we were mid-recording.
Yeah, but don't shake the camera like that. That's outrageous.
We've made our way through the crowd, and we're
just going to check that Forest didn't win or something.
Go on, check the full-time result.
I'm scared. They're incredible, aren't they?
Yeah, Forest
1-1, which is an incredible point. By the way.
Incredible point for Brentford as well, scoring 2 late goals against Manchester City as well. So
I think the only win today was West Ham. Graham Potter won 3-2 against Fulham, which is a good result for us. Everything else was a draw.
Of course, it looks like we could go down a position if Villa get a result in their game at Everton, which ain't easy. But final score, a Desmond.
Yes.
But we will take that, right? We will take it.
I've told you, mate. We'd go to United and win. We'd struggle against Palace, and we'll only get a point. And I told you, we'll come to Stamford Bridge and we'll get a point. I told you what the 11 would be. Just watch the preview, hit the bell, hit the like. What's the other one? Subscribe. Click it.
Have a cheers. We'll see you in the next one.